get that to actually come out right, because it's hard.
Right.
It's hard. There's this. I'm not even sure I'm out of the woods on it yet, but there was this span of time when I was like in my 20s when I was constantly writing music that was too hard for me to play. And like once I would practice, like I would never bother even picking up a piece of music that wasn't too hard for me.
Right.
Because I just felt like if it wasn't too hard for me to, and I had to practice up to it, then it was like beneath my time. Like it wasn't worthy.
Right.
So I got to this point where I'd kind of played like as much of the classical music as I could get my hands on that actually was too hard for me. Maybe I wasn't playing it as well as I thought I was at the time, you know. But so then I had to like just go write music for myself because like this stuff just wasn't hard enough.
Right.
Which is probably all bullshit. Like there's always, you know, like improvements I could have made on that stuff. But I've still got pieces of music that I can't play that I wrote that are just too hard for me to play. Getting that coda right was like fucking hard.
Yeah.
So
that's good though. That's ambitious, you know, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like if I had to, you know, look at my own writing with, you know, the most sort of as much objectivity as I could muster, I would say that one of my biggest problems that I have with writing is a tendency towards laziness. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like I'll accept something in a song because I'm lazy.
I'm not sure.
Shut up, Alexa.
Nobody invited you to this
so
party.
Weird. Sometimes she'll start talking. It scares me. I don't know why we even have that thing. We got it for Christmas. Tracy loves it. She uses it to play music and stuff. I feel like Amazon's just constantly listening to us or something. And sometimes she'll just start doing weird things and say things. The ghost in the machine.
The future's here, man.
But what I was saying was like, yeah, so I'll accept a part in a song, and I know that it's because I'm just too lazy to put in the work to make it different or better.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting because I don't hear that in your songs.
Well, I mean, but if you think about like, okay, so like I write a lot of songs. A lot of them don't I don't put bridges in. It's just verse, chorus. Mm-hmm. That's kind of lazy. It's not like every song needs a bridge, but it's what's behind the choices I make when I don't do it. A lot of times it's just because it's just easier not to. Because then I have to think of a whole other set of chords to complement this, and it's got to make sense in the song. And it's like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get that. That's why, like "Die in My Sleep" was the same song for so long, and I knew it wasn't working. Didn't really know what wasn't working about it, but finally, I'm just like, we were at practice one day, and I'm just like, the song needs a chorus for, like, that's what's like. This song doesn't have a chorus, and it needs one, or it's just going to constantly just be this boring pile of crap that we're trying to make sound good that just doesn't.
Right,
and that's what it was. It was just
beating
like
a dead horse.
Yeah, and it was just not following through with like finishing the song the way it should have been finished. And then I got the chorus down. I'm like, okay, this is, good enough. Right. And it was good. I liked it. It wasn't like I hated the chorus that I wrote, but it was pretty vanilla, just your standard 1, 4, 5.
And see, I tend to do that a lot. Like I'll say that to myself a lot. Like it's good enough. Something's good enough. Right. This is good enough.
Yeah.
And then I stop, and I know deep down that it's like, okay. So here's an example. The other night I was downstairs and I started just goofing around, and I was like, oh, I could definitely write a song with this. And I was like, oh, that's too much work. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, to write that song would be a lot of work. So I just gotta scrap it, and I'm gonna write something that's easier to write. Right. Like that new song that I have that you liked a lot. That was but it's also pretty easy. You know, it's nothing. There's nothing challenging about that that song.
It works so well though. Like, what's it called?
How It All
Began. And it's weird because like usually that's the kind of song that frankly just doesn't work for me.
Right.
That kind of, okay, here's the idea and I'm going to repeat this idea over and over and over again and then the song will end.
Right.
And that usually just doesn't, like, it doesn't work. It's rare that that kind of thing works at all. Usually it's just like you hear the idea 3 or 4 times and then I'm just done with the song.
Right. Right.
There's an Iron and Wine song called Passing Afternoon that does that. And they make it work in that song, but that song doesn't change. It's the same idea repeated.
Right. He has a number of songs like that set, The Prison on
Roots,
and
some of them
whatever, and it's like
don't work.
Right, and it's like 10 minutes of the same chords, the same idea. Yeah.
But you managed to make it work in that song. I think a lot of it, for me at least, is just because like the guitar line is just really pretty. So
yeah, no, I do like the guitar line of that song. That was the part that was the nicest, I think. And the major seventh kind of gives it a nice little bit of uniqueness in the melody.
Yeah, I don't these days much have the luxury of being too lazy.
Hey Seth, how's your day going?
I'm alright.
Cool.
It's
Making
good to have
some
all
good
that
music.
Are you taking over the world from the Batcave?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Sweet. Well, somebody does. I need to feel safe at night. But yeah, Peter keeps me honest with those things.
Right.
Like when I wrote the chorus for Die in My Sleep, and for me it was good enough, and for him it was good enough.
Right.
Like, and he sat there with me and like made me rewrite it.
Right.
Like,
that's good though. That's like,
and he was not
right?
he was not gonna let up on me.
Right.
And I've learned to like trust his instincts. He doesn't play guitar, and like there's once in a while he'll be like, "Well, I don't know what to I don't play guitar." I'm like, "Yeah, you don't,
but you know music,
right?
Right.
It's not pretend like you don't have good ideas, like
right."
But he's just meticulous about that stuff. If it's not good enough, he's like, he'll just
say it's not good enough.
Yeah, it's not good enough.